I'm good. Go ahead.
And welcome back aboard the night bus. I'm not sure if you guys caught that beginning part. I'm not sure when I hit the record button. I might have to just edit that out. But now I'll leave it in since I mentioned it.
Now it's canon. You can't take
exactly.
it out.
It's canon. There's no removing it now. So if you heard it, you heard it. I'm Corey.
Hello, I'm Jamie.
And I'm Jackie.
And we are back to review, last week's episode of House of the Dragon, The Burning Mill.
A little disappointed. I was hoping, I was like, oh man, there's going to be some action in this. And I'm like, he lands on top, I was like, oh, here comes the fight scene. I don't see jack shit in this fight scene.
And I just want to point out, I did tell you episode 4 was when the action was starting.
I don't give a damn. I thought there'd be at least a little bit of action. When he landed with that dragon up there, I was like, finally, some action. And then I was like, no, pretty much like my love life. Ain't no action in there.
It's Harrenhal. It's old, barren, and a wasteland.
It is definitely a wasteland. I was like, people live in that damn thing?
Certain sections. But the majority of it got burned, it got melted to the ground by Balerion when Aegon came and conquered King's Land, or conquered the Seven Kingdoms. Yeah. Harren the Black. He built that castle. It was the biggest, and it still is the biggest castle in King's Landing. I keep saying King's Landing. In the Seven Kingdoms. And
it's just a shell of itself.
Well, yeah.
Well, it goes back to the very beginning of when Aegon the Conqueror showed up.
Yeah.
And pretty much melted Harrenhal.
Well, you would think they would do a little bit of refurb to it.
It's over the years they have.
Yeah.
And it's been...
It was worse.
If you remember in season 1, the Strong family holds Harrenhal.
Yeah, it got burned.
Well, I mean, yeah, it burnt then, and it's like it's cursed. No matter what they do to Harrenhal, something happens there. It's something always happens to it.
I'd have moved the hell out.
And like at one point it gets mentioned, how does a place burn in a place where it almost always rains?
Yeah, it's called the Riverlands.
But we totally bypassed the beginning of the show.
We did.
Yeah, we did. But that was my main gripe. I was like, finally gonna get some action. None.
But actually, we're gonna go back to the very, very beginning, to the intro. Because somebody was asking me about the intro a few weeks ago, and I didn't watch it. So I've watched it the last couple episodes. And
you're talking about the actual
the
tapestry.
Title, the title intro. The title intro is. I can go ahead and tell you it has nothing to do with what we're watching.
Which surprised me too.
The title intro is basically a history of how we got to where we are.
Oh, okay.
It starts, the very opening tapestry thing you see is the Targaryens taming the dragons in Valyria.
So me and you have been watching it intensely, trying to find Easter eggs, and there ain't any.
No.
Well, I was looking at it because there's one where you got the queen in green and you got the queen in black.
At the very end, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, that's a history. That means this is where we're at. This is the point we're at now. You've got Aegon II on the Iron Throne, and you got Rhaenyra on the throne in Dragonstone.
So they tricked us, man, with the old entry from Game of Thrones when there would be little Easter eggs hid in it.
Yeah.
Or an idea what was coming. Not the case this
time.
No,
this one is not an idea what's coming. This is what happened in the past. It's a history.
Them bitches.
It's still good to know.
But yeah, man, we got trained by Game of Thrones to watch that intro, though. Apparently we wasn't watching it close enough to realize it's the same thing every week.
Well, I knew
it hasn't
the
changed.
same thing was happening.
Mm-hmm.
But I just, I've never read the book, so I'm thinking, well, maybe it's telling you something that I don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I told.
It is telling you something you don't know about, but it's
the history. I don't give a damn about the damn history.
Oh, you're crazy, man. The story we're getting with House of the Dragon is good, but if you ever read Fire and Blood, it's not the best part of that book. The beginning part, when you get to hear about Aegon the Conqueror and all that is great. I wish they'd done a story on that.
Tell me this, man, because I listened to a lot of it, but I don't know for sure. Is the story of Aegon the Conqueror that's in the book?
Mm-hmm.
Is it told from the same perspective that what we're from Fire and Blood? Is it like
everything's told from that perspective. So
from the Maesters, and so it might not be exactly accurate either. So if we ever get the film version of it, that'll be so. We can't really go by everything in the book, which I kind of like.
Oh yeah, And I wish we'd get it because there's still mystery around it too. Because Aegon the Conqueror didn't conquer all the 7 kingdoms.
No, he couldn't. He couldn't defeat Dorne.
Nope.
And he didn't take the North. Well, the North bowed to it.
Yeah,
they just didn't.
Yeah, you see that in that. That's one of the tapestry pieces. Is Cregan Stark, who was king.
Cregan?
That was the Starks also reused names just like Targaryens.
Oh, okay.
So he was the king in the North back then, and he saw what the dragons did at the Field of Fire and at Harrenhal. So yeah, he just
He's the king that bowed.
Yeah,
he
met. He met at the neck. Him and
King
Lady
that kneeled. Sorry.
Yeah, him and Lady Arryn of the Vale.
Mm-hmm.
They both met there and bowed the knee to Aegon, so that they didn't sacrifice their people unnecessarily to dragons because they're not going to win the fight.
Yeah, it'd be a little hard to win that fight against dragons.
Yeah, you're not winning it.
In hindsight, they could have just stepped to the other side of the wall.
Well, yes.
And no one could reach them. Then
But they didn't
other
know,
problems.
Yeah, they didn't know this at the time. They didn't know the wall, the dragons wouldn't fly over the wall. So, yeah.
You moved Winterfell a couple of miles north, and hey.
You got to fight the wildlings.
Well, the heck, the wildlings would probably end up falling right in line with the Starks.
That's a good possibility.
Starks make for good leaders. People tend to follow them.
Mm-hmm.
I was sending out a couple of clips off of Game of Thrones last
Yeah.
night.
I had already saw those YouTube shorts, but they were still worth watching again.
But then again, at the time of that King of the North, they knew what was on the other side of the wall, so they probably didn't want to go there.
They knew exactly what was on the other
side
side of the wall.
That kind of got forgotten over time.
Yeah.
In the North. But anyway, back to the opening of this particular episode.
Yeah, but I mean, I could go in depth and tell you everything about the opening tapestry, but I don't think we need to.
Nah.
But it is, when you see the opening tapestry, it's a history of how we got here. And if you do want to find out more, there's videos on it online. So, on to the episode. So we kick off with some new characters that even I don't know because I don't remember them from the book. If they are in the book, they're just not important enough for me to remember. So you get these two squabbling families that, in my opinion, based off the episode, I get the feeling that the whole reason that one family decided with the Greens and the other decided with the Black is just so they could be on opposite teams and fight each other.
Yeah, they just hated each other for generations. The Blackwoods and the Brackens.
Yep, Blackwoods and Brackens.
And if you recall from season 1, at Rhaenyra's, was it a birthday party? An announcement that she was still young.
Yeah, it was like a coronation party.
Right.
Like that.
When the young Blackwood pretty much proposed to her, remember?
Mm-hmm.
The kid who killed the other guy?
Yeah.
He was a Blackwood. He killed a Bracken. Have I got that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, was that supposed to be the same Blackwood?
I don't know that. I do not know.
Or was that, I don't know either. This particular group were just kind of generic Blackwoods and Brackens.
Yeah, I kind of get that feeling that
their little squabble just kicked off.
Right, and I'm pretty sure that part in there was just there to show that, war has started. Like, it started now. There's no turning back. It's going.
Yeah, because it was just a bunch of kids just arguing, and then all of a sudden, boom, you just saw destruction. I was like, what the hell happened here?
I have it from a pretty reliable source. You know who you are. There is a Blackwood coming who gets quite a reputation, doesn't he?
I'm not 100% sure who you're talking about.
Bloody Ben?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Who's like 11.
All right.
And I got a feeling if they show him, they're going to age him up some.
Oh, they do with all the characters.
But he takes over after that massive battle that we didn't get to see, but we just saw the aftermath of.
Yeah, again.
I bet that pissed you off.
I didn't get to see no action. I was like, God.
So with the Bloody Ben taking the reins of House Blackwood, he apparently gets quite a reputation. Him and a couple other young fellows.
Yeah.
What do they call them? The lads?
I don't think that's exactly what they call them, but it may be. I'm not 100% sure on that.
And I'm not even sure who the other two are. One of them may be a Stark. I don't know. No.
No.
No, Cregan plays into it later on.
Yeah,
But like I said, these are all unreliable stories. We're just going to have to wait and see how it plays out.
Yeah. So then after that scene, it cuts to Dragonstone, where they're burying Sir Eric and Sir Eric. And then you get a pretty insightful, conversation between Rhaenyra and Rhaenys. Basically Rhaenys is saying, war started now, and nobody's gonna remember what started it.
Yep.
You just remember who won it.
Right. Rhaenyra's like, well, what started is, they usurped my throne, and Rhaenys is like, or did it start because of this or this or this? And
she
named
threw a
off
little jab at Rhaenyra at the end of it, or did it start when Luke took
Aemond's eye,
and they didn't really do anything about it. Which I'm not saying cut the kid's eye out.
No.
But yeah, I mean,
yeah,
they kind of brushed it off, and that did kind of start everything.
Oh, it definitely did. That's very much the reason why, even though he says he didn't want to, that's the reason why Aemond killed Luke.
Well, even when they were still just kids, I mean, with Viserys and Alicent, there's definitely a little divide started right there. That's when she came to the dinner table in the hall green, remember?
Yeah, that was one of the most iconic moments in the first season, in my opinion, because in the book, that's one of the most iconic moments.
Yeah, because I guess she felt, her son didn't get justice in what was done to him.
Well, no, that happened, but the whole green thing happened before that.
Did it?
She showed up in all green, yeah.
Well, what started that little divide?
That was, she was married to the king at that point.
Right.
And the rumor about Rhaenyra and Daemon was going around.
Oh,
and
yeah.
She had went.
What's the big dummy?
She went to Rhaenyra, and Rhaenyra promised her nothing happened, but then she, and nothing did happen.
No, it almost did, but
later on, something happened with everybody's favorite
Crispy.
character, Sir Crispy Cole.
Sir Crispy Cole.
But
foreshadowing, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. I'm not going to say what happens there. I know exactly what happens there, but I'm not going to say.
We don't know exactly.
Well, you have a point. I got to quit saying I know exactly what's going to happen, because
We
it may
don't
not happen
know.
exactly how it happened in the book.
And that's what I'm enjoying the most about this show is I know what the people said in the book, but I don't know how it's going to play out.
Well, yeah.
So that little bit of who knows? Maybe he tripped and falls on his sword, or
Like Sir Eric.
accidentally beheads himself, or
Yeah. I don't see where he's getting.
Or maybe he makes it to be an old man. I don't know.
As much as Joffrey. I don't.
No.
That was floating around the internet. It's more hated than Joffrey, or
No.
I was like, he is nowhere near.
Joffrey was
level.
loathsome from just. No, he's bad, but he's not Joffrey level bad. He's still pretty bad though.
That actor that played Joffrey did a damn good job.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah.
just the look on his face, that arrogance he could put on his face, just want you to choke his ass out through the screen when you seen him.
Well, heck, I mean, this episode, I think the main thing everybody hated about Sir Chris in this episode is he cut his hair. I've seen a lot of memes about that on Instagram.
Yeah. People pick the dumbest things to go on about.
Yeah.
Everybody just hates Kristen Cole. So anything he does, they're just going to hate.
Speaking of, I mean, did you notice when he's coming down the stairs and his own guard just like, it's him?
Yeah, they don't pay him.
They have no respect for him whatsoever.
Not after Sir Eric.
Those two are the two new ones that they hired in.
That too, yeah. Those are Aemond's drinking buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought there for a minute. Well, we'll get to that.
They're not Aemond, Aegon.
Aegons.
Yeah. Aemond is not the king.
No.
Not
I think he would have been a better king. To a point. Aegon. He's more mature than.
Oh, by far.
Well,
by far.
Yeah.
Let's just wait for episode 5 and we'll see about that.
But had the bad things that happened not have happened, Aegon might not have been a horrible king. He would have been a
Robert.
He'd have been a Robert. Yeah, he'd have just laid up and stayed drunk.
I don't even see him being a Robert.
Oh, no, he's in no way near the stature of Robert.
No, I'm just talking about just his demeanor and stuff. Granted, Robert was a fool.
Well, Aegon's not the brightest.
No, but he's too much of a kid.
Oh, yeah. Well, Robert was just a kid.
Robert loved
Even when he was an old man, Robert was
all
a kid.
he loved to do was drink and whore around.
Yep.
Well,
And
yeah,
that's
ain't nothing
basically
wrong
all
with that.
Aegon's going to want
And that's
to do.
all Aegon wanted
Had
to
no
do.
interest in actually being the king, but he's not going to be a tyrant either. Basically, he's just going to be there while everybody else runs the kingdom. My God, that sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah. I was getting ready to say that.
That seems so lifelike, so real.
Puppets, man, puppets.
A guy in charge who's completely lost, and all his people are actually running the show. But anyway, back to Westeros.
Yeah, we go from that scene to King's Landing, and we get to go on a walk with Sir Criston Cole as he. Well, what are you making that face, Jamie?
Oh, I just had a weird thought.
Anyway, Sir Criston Cole goes to the small council meeting where he is now the Hand of the King, and apparently he's still wearing his
armor
from the King's Guard. So I'm a little unsure. Is he still the head of the King's Guard and Hand of the King?
Yes, he is.
Okay. See, that's something else. In the book, he is named Hand of the King, but it never says if he's still.
It's somewhere mentioned about him holding both titles, I think. But yeah, he definitely still holds both titles.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure about that. It looked like he did based off how he was dressed, but wasn't sure.
Which is just totally overwhelming, this guy. Aside from the fact that he's a piece of crap.
Oh yeah,
He can't.
He is not at all.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's 2 alarms this podcast. But he is definitely not suited for this position, and he knows it.
He's not suited for,
Yeah, he didn't want the hand. That was the weird part. I did not think he was going to offer it to him. I honestly thought he was going to offer it to Clubfoot.
Well, yeah. And I know I'd listened to it, but I don't even remember that part. So, but,
Yeah. I remember it.
Clubfoot, I don't think he's manipulating everything from behind the scenes anyway. He doesn't want to be up in the forefront. He's got the control no matter what anyway.
Yeah, to a point.
And I mentioned this to Corey, and I'm gonna put it out there. Now I know this show is taking place in what would be like medieval, settings, and probably not the most hygienic. Because not people are getting a shower every day. But does Clubfoot seem especially just slimy to you?
Yeah, I think that's part of his.
It's just, his personality
his
just bleeds through, don't it?
Yeah,
He's just like he's
gritty.
Man,
greasy, gritty.
Yeah.
Look to him.
Yeah, among peasants, he still stands out as being, dude, you're just nasty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hose him down.
Exactly. He definitely needs a bath. Anyway, we have the small council meeting where they're basically, the king is like, this is war. And, they're kind of saying, oh, this is just a small squad here. He's like, no, this is war. It's one of the few things he's right about. And that's when you get Sir Criston Cole's plan to take an army and basically take Harrenhal. Now, at this point, they don't know that Daemon has taken Harrenhal.
Well, you say Daemon took Harrenhal.
He just
They
landed.
gave it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Along with a meal.
Oh, yeah, venison, baby.
See, we bypassed the whole Daemon at the.
Well, we ain't got there yet. I just mentioned that.
Okay.
JV skipped it. I'm still talking about the
just-
small
I
council
just-
meeting they were having.
I just threw a little prelude out to it.
Yeah. That's basically what I did by saying, they didn't know that Daemon had taken Harrenhal, because technically at this point he hadn't taken it yet. He was getting ready to, though. But, so they're basically planning this, and, the Dowager Queen, Alicent's like, this is reckless and stupid. But, the king and Sir Criston is basically like, no, this is what we're doing. And they initially wanted to take Aemond and Vhagar, and King was like, no, we need Vhagar here to protect the castle.
Which, from a strategic point of view, makes perfect sense. If you took both of the dragons, what do you got?
Yeah.
You got a couple smaller dragons, but
Yeah. I mean, Vagar is basically the only thing preventing, the blacks from just coming over and just taking the castle. So, yeah, you definitely don't want to lose your biggest defense.
Yeah.
So the king decides that he'll go himself. And, yeah, we learn more about that in some later scenes that he changes his mind. Well, somebody changes his mind.
I was going to say, he didn't change his mind. It was changed for him because he's just that easy to manipulate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything happening in Westeros is being controlled by a different group of people.
Yeah.
Again, seems awfully lifelike.
Yeah. So then we cut to Rhaenyra talking to
Rhaenys?
No. What's that woman's name? The one that her master of whispers now? I don't know. I can never remember that woman's name, but anyway.
White something, wasn't
the
it?
sneaky, like the white.
Yeah, the
something.
The white worm, maybe. I can't remember. She's some anyway. Rhaenyra talks to her. It's not a super important conversation, but it basically leads to Rhaenyra naming her master of whispers.
Let me toot my horn a little bit. I was right.
About what?
And we find that out for sure in this episode. The white worm, the lady, she did go back and alert the castle.
Yeah, we did find that out.
So she was the one who turned back. That's why
Sir Eric knew.
Sir Eric come because that's how he knew his brother was there and come busting in.
Yeah.
So she saved Rhaenyra. So now Rhaenyra is indebted to her, and like you said, made her the new
Master of
Whispers.
So then we get Rhaenyra and Rhaena talking.
Rhaena is Daemon's girl by the Valerian lady. So okay.
Yeah, she's the other the daughter that doesn't have a dragon.
The one I was hoping was going to toast Crispy. She almost had him. Yep. Anyway, sorry.
That's in someone.
No, because Rhaena doesn't have a dragon.
Oh, no, okay. I got my sisters wrong.
Yeah, that's why she's getting basically sent away, and she knows it's because she doesn't have a dragon.
Oh, that's right. My bad.
Yeah,
Wrong
even
sister.
Though they could put her on a dragon.
Huh?
Even though they could put her on a dragon, they have extra dragons.
Yeah, she just hasn't bonded with one. That's the whole thing.
I don't think they really tried any of the newer dragons that they're trying to get.
No, she hadn't. I don't believe.
No.
Yeah.
They did test her with. I mean, she's upset because she's getting sent away from the fight, but she may have one of the most important jobs. She's protecting the children and the young dragon eggs, and they're all under her because I didn't see her leave with exactly a big host of guards.
No.
So she's on her way to Pentos, but she's got to get there.
Well, no. First, they got to go to the Vale.
Right. I mean, it's kind of a perilous thing they put her on. It's not like they're sending her away for her own safety. She's got a lot on her.
Yeah, and the rumor is on the internet those dragon eggs are the same one of
I saw that.
Daenerys's.
And I guess that is possible.
It's possible. It's never once mentioned in the book at all. So it's possible. Nobody really knows for sure. So
yeah,
until George comes out and says something.
He may at some point decide, but
the writer said it was.
Oh well, then
according to
if they said it, then George told them. So that is canon.
Yeah, so
then.
it probably is canon then.
Yeah, because people's on there. Well, look at these dragon eggs. These eggs don't look the same as these eggs down here, and the collar's off. So I don't see how it could be, even though the writer said that they're the same eggs. And I was like, well, in the original Game of Thrones, they was supposed to be petrified. So
let's say there's a 150-year time gap between the eggs now and then the eggs in the future. So 150 years, I'd say it'll change the color a little bit.
Yeah,
there'll be a little bit of discoloration.
Like you say, you say the writers. I mean. But not George necessarily.
Not George necessarily, but the writers.
Well, still.
Yeah. The next scene is when we get Daemon taking Harrenhal forcefully.
Yeah, forcefully my ass.
Yeah, it was basically handed to him on a platter along with some venison and peas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And no red. They didn't have any red.
Now, how? I mean, if Daemon had met any kind of resistance, I grant you, his dragon's there, but he could have easily been killed in the halls. Yeah. If he'd have been met with any amount of force. I mean, he's good, but can he take 10 men out at a time?
We didn't get to find out because there was not 10 men there to fight.
I know. And because you see him fly and they see dragon, and you start seeing people show up. I was like, okay, here comes the battle scene. Nothing.
No.
Not a damn thing.
It's Harrenhal. There's nothing to fight him with. They don't have another dragon.
And even
if they had the scorpion big bows, they might have had something. But Harrenhal's just in a mess.
Yeah.
even if they had people there, or like even if they had like an army there, they're on Rhaenyra's side. These people are. Now Daemon doesn't understand that at first, but
well, yeah, you're right. He doesn't understand. Also, he's angry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
His pride is hurt.
Oh yeah,
because Rhaenyra's blaming him, and he is responsible for the kid getting killed.
yeah,
You know, that's all on Daemon.
yeah.
And he may or may not have even ordered that to be done. We'll never know, probably, for sure. If he said,
Yeah, they cut away very.
Yeah, so they hid that one to let you speculate.
But Rhaenyra questioned him about it, and she told him, "Well, what did you tell him if you couldn't find him? What did you tell him? That's not important."
And he denied, and all he said was, "It was a mistake."
Yeah.
Now, did he mean it was a mistake that they got the wrong kid, or it was a mistake he shouldn't have done what he done?
It's a mistake he shouldn't have done.
That's what I'm thinking too. So he's heading into there, and Daemon is that. Is he hoping to get into a big fight and doesn't care if he makes it or not at that point?
Oh yeah, that's what I.
Yeah,
believe of
at that point, I don't think he cares if he lives through it.
How you like
He's got a lot of regret on him right there, I think, and it's just met with nothing, man.
Yeah,
no
not a
resistance
damn
whatsoever.
how you like how he made him talk to him? Gave him his
Oh, that
title.
says something about him too, man.
Yeah.
Because he swears he doesn't want to be king.
Yeah, they called him Prince, and that wasn't floating with him.
He wanted to be called Your Grace.
Yep. I just assumed. Yeah.
I love when he's talking to him. He's like, I've survived many a battle. I don't mean to be felled by poison peas.
Yeah.
And the dude says, my cook's bad, but I don't think they're poison.
Yeah. If you've not yet surmised, you are welcome here.
So he basically busted into a hall that was already on their side anyway.
Yeah.
See, he didn't take Harrenhal. He just, they gave it to him.
See, my thing is, he flew there to get an army.
Mm-hmm. Where are they going to find an army at
Where's the
Harrenhal?
fucking army at?
No, he flew there. That's where their army's going to meet. Like, all the Starks coming from Winterfell are going to, meet there.
Yeah, but you hear Rhaenyra and them said that Daemon went to
secure an army, yeah.
Yeah, he went to
Yeah.
secure an army.
Well, that's what
Go
she
from
meant.
the Riverlands.
Yeah, all the people and, like, all the lords that are on her side, all their army is going to amass there. And then from there, they're going to march
All
on
the
King's
Riverlands
Landing.
are under the Tullys. Man, did you catch the names again?
Yep.
When they mentioned Kermit Tully,
Grover Tully.
Grover and Oscar Tully.
Yep. Somebody had a fascination with Sesame Street growing up.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than what Dragon Ball Super names all their characters.
Vegetables, yeah.
Vegetables and cereal.
Mm.
Dragon Ball Z does the vegetables. Dragon Ball Super does the cereal.
I'm only pretty familiar with Z. I've never really got into the other
Yeah,
one.
the new Super, like the new manga that's not even on like the TV side of things. It's not made into an anime. Yeah, there's granola and a lot more cereals. So anyway, yeah.
I want to meet Big Bird Tully.
There you go. So yeah, that's where the army's supposed to. That's where the army will amass.
Now, back to the very beginning of the episode, we got the Blackwoods and the Brackens, who are both under House Tully. They're both from the Riverlands, and they pretty much decimated each other. So
Yes.
that's a big chunk of the army dead.
Yeah, on both sides they lost a good portion.
Yeah, but did y'all pay attention to how the corpses and stuff looked on there? Some of the horses looked like they'd been set on fire.
I didn't really.
Well, it made.
Everything was burnt, but
I'd say there's probably fire in those flaming balls from the trebuchets.
Seems
like a dragon, maybe.
That's what it looked like, because that's what I was thinking.
Oh, it also could have been a dragon, but
I was like, man, it's awful crispy over here for it just to be just a regular battle.
One of them hiding a dragon somewhere? Nah. Well, who knows?
I almost thought Daemon, as I was watching it, had flew by and done something.
Boy, that'd be an Easter egg to find out later on in the show, wouldn't it? Damon just said to hell with it and torched everything.
Yeah.
Just in anger.
I'm sitting there like, I got to have some action. Got to have all the action happens off screen. There ain't a damn bit of action on screen.
Yep.
They just, I'm gonna choke this damn writer out.
But you're going back every Sunday, ain't you?
Because we're doing this. If it wasn't because we're doing this, I wouldn't finish it.
You would.
No, I wouldn't.
You would.
I didn't finish it the last season.
Yeah, he did.
It's no different than Game of Thrones was.
It's not.
It's not.
Yeah, it is.
In fact, it's actually a little faster paced than Game of Thrones was
I think
because they know they don't
I
have.
think maybe those final seasons just killed you.
Oh, no. I could go back and watch those again, except for the very last one. I could watch the first 3 episodes of the last one.
The pacings are really not that different than some of the seasons of Game of Thrones.
My main thing is, in Game of Thrones, I've seen so much of the world. I get tired of seeing the same set scenes over and over again.
Well, I've said I like it much better if they travel around a little more, but
They don't travel around much.
not in this one.
If you wanted that, that's why we need the story of Aegon the Conqueror.
Yeah, because he's got to travel to all of the
Right.
Seven Kingdoms.
He goes everywhere.
Well, they need to do some traveling because, damn it, man, I'm getting burnt out on Dragon Keep and the King's Place. I'm tired of looking at them.
Well, you'll have a little bit of travel coming up in the battle episodes.
Oh, if they're battling, I'm happy. As long as there's somebody getting...
I'm just saying.
Sounds bad. As long as somebody's getting murdered, I'm happy with it. But the rest of it, man, it's just so slow.
Yeah, he will not watch The Boys, and that's all that show is blood, murder,
And graphic content.
Yeah, the ones I watched just didn't grab me to make me want to watch it. Which is weird because it sounds exactly like what I'd like.
And you haven't watched far enough into the newest episode, Jamie, to see.
I'm sure it's like the other ones.
It keeps getting worse.
It's so funny. I mean, you've watched enough to probably see when they're at the mansion, at the party.
They're at a party. Yeah, Huey's in disguise.
Have you seen where Huey is? Where he ends up?
Yeah, in Tech Knight's Tech Cavern Chamber horror show.
Basically, his sex dungeon.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Where he's got his sidekick tied up on the wall. Dude, how do you not love this? This is everything that you like.
I have no idea.
You haven't made it far enough. Because I say far enough, it literally happens at the very end. Is Firecracker does something that's just like, wow, of course.
Yeah, I'll see it soon.
Yeah. Anyway, we're probably talking about Game of Thrones here, not The Boys. Both, I mean, they're literally the top 2 shows in the world right now.
And very, very, very different. Now, I say that, now tell me something, man. How did they get away with the scene in the brothel?
What do you mean?
It's full-on porn, dude.
Not really.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not really. Not today's standards. That ain't porn.
Well,
That's
apparently
soft
not.
porn.
You would never see that on...
It's on Game of Thrones.
No.
No,
Well, maybe
dude.
not the woman on her knees with the other guy in her mouth, but I mean, hey.
I mean, it's insinuated in lots of shows, but angles are changed where you can't... This was full straight on in the camera.
Yeah, this is the first time you actually really see any real nudity in it, though. You see the little flashes, but nothing like on Game of Thrones.
It's not anything they've ever seen on TV before that wasn't literally
it's not cable.
porn.
It's not cable. And you see nudity on cable nowadays.
No, dude.
There's a difference in nudity and a
You see the
blowjob.
act of oral sex happening on many, many shows, but the angle is shot to where you just see a head and a body. In this one, dude, you got the full act happening on the screen.
That part didn't...
No, I'm not
Never
saying...
even- never even
dude,
thought about
I've
it.
watched enough porn that didn't shock me. I'm just saying, how did they get it on the TV?
I never even thought about it. I was like, it's part of Game of Thrones, man. It's just going to be on there.
I'm just saying, visually wise, you've never seen that on a show before.
Yeah, and the one was the one eye.
Aemond.
Aemond. He done an interview on his part where they show him fully naked, and he wouldn't wear a prosthetic for it. So you got just full on him.
Oh yeah, little PSA. All those you see on TV, they're not real.
No, they're prosthetics.
Yep.
Even in the
Everyone that's got
Romans we
knee
used to
slingers,
watch.
they're not real.
Yep. That's probably how they got by with it because it's not real.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Probably. It's just that kind of surprised me that they could get that onto. And you say it's not on cable. Well, actually, yeah. If you still subscribe to HBO, you still watch that on cable.
Yeah, it still comes on at 9 p.m. on the
so
HBO
that still
channel.
airs on primetime television, even though it's cable access television.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's access television. It's not considered cable. It's considered access.
Well, I'm talking about just regular cable shows. Every once in a while, you'll see a guy's ass cheeks on.
Oh yeah, you
regular.
see.
You've seen those for years. You know?
Yeah.
Spartacus, man, that was like male nudity.
I'm not talking about
continuously.
anything you got to pay extra for. I'm talking about just regular, straight up cable.
Oh, okay.
You'll see a guy's ass on there every once in a while. Never see a woman's, but you'll see a guy's. But yeah, it's then got to where nudity ain't nothing really that big anymore. It would be like a Euro trip when they was talking about orange juice commercials, women with the boobs out. That's their commercials.
Okay.
The U.S. is the only one that really has a big thing on nudity. There's a lot of,
it's been like that. Over in Europe, that their TVs, they show nudity all the time. Now they don't show
full on
what we saw there in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but
they don't show that on TV, but nudity's fine.
Yeah, regular nudity. We're the only ones that still prude about it.
I'm gonna say, if you're just talking nudity, man, we grew up in the '80s. With Showtime and Cinemax.
Skinemax. Y'all keep calling it Cinemax. That's Skinemax, man.
So
after 9 o'clock, that was Skinemax. All skin, all night.
Suggestive angles we've watched forever.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew what was happening. You're not seeing the full act on the screen until this particular episode of this particular show is all I'm saying.
Yep.
And how did the FCC or whatever? I mean,
it's still, you have to subscribe to it. I guess that's how you can get by with it. You had to pay to.
Well, maybe that's the deal. Yeah.
Yeah, it's. But
like it used to be, even when the stuff you paid for, you didn't get that. But like I said, we watched Showtime and Cinemax in the 80s and 90s. So
yeah. And that's when that was your soft porn, as they called it.
Yep.
But that scene was, I was like, damn, how'd they get that on the air?
I never even thought about it. I just chalked up Game of Thrones.
I didn't think about how they got it on the air. It was, for me, it's just like, whoa, okay, we're showing that. And
I didn't even go, well, we're showing that.
Anyway.
Yeah, then he... remember how he was hugged up to his one of the ugliest prostitutes in the in the club?
That's kind of harsh.
She was more manly looking than she was womanly looking.
She's just old.
Older. I didn't think she was manly looking. She wasn't good looking, but she wasn't manly looking.
In her face, she looked manly looking.
I agree with James. She just looked old.
She reminds me of it's a Disney movie. It had this woman, I think it was a bartender, that was actually a dude. It was a Disney cartoon.
What, Shrek?
It might have been on Shrek. But it was.
Remember the Bart? Yeah, I think you're thinking about Shrek.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Animated.
That's what she reminded me of.
I don't know.
But then,
I didn't find her horrible. I mean,
she ain't horrible, but she manly looking compared to all the other skin that's laying around in there.
Well, man, whatever.
you can afford better, but it wouldn't.
It's not the point they're making.
Yeah, Aemond's
it's
only.
It's not what Aemond can afford. It's more. That was his first, for one thing. That's the first woman he'd ever been with, and he wants companionship because his mother was a piece of crap.
Yeah, I think he's looking for a mother figure.
Well. Yeah.
Exactly.
But
what
then
he wants.
I'm like, that's kind of fucked up. Wanting a mother figure and you're sleeping with it.
Well, dude, the Targaryens are not picky
Targaryen.
about things.
Yeah,
you know,
he ain't part Targaryen. He's Targaryen.
When your mother and your father's your sister and your brother, it's the Targaryens.
Yeah. Now he's just part Targaryen.
Well, yeah.
When your father's Targaryen and you've got the last name Targaryen, you're a Targaryen.
Yeah, but he's just
he's not as Targaryen as the Targaryens.
Yeah, as most of them would be.
I'll counter. He's probably the most Targaryen in the bunch. Oh hell no, get out of Aegon.
Aemond acts more like a most Targaryens than Aegon does.
Yeah. So he's probably more Targaryen at heart than most of them.
Yeah, and he used to go in there and what I seen about it is the episode before he talked about how they used to pick on him when he was little and call him names because he was different. And then what the hell happened? His brother comes in there and does the exact same fucking thing all over again.
Yep.
And that right there broke something in him.
That is setting up a lot of animosity between him and his brother.
Well, like I said, just wait till episode 5.
And, but we don't know how that's going to go exactly because there's an heir that's missing in this show. There's not a younger son.
He's not missing.
He's missing.
Yeah, he's missing. They didn't put him in the script. They done said they left him out.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Otto talks about the one that's in. That
is the older, ain't he?
No, he's not older. No, he's younger than both of those two. That's the one Otto was talking about. That's more malleable and will actually listen. So that's where Otto was going.
I thought they was talking about an even younger child.
Well, there was supposed to be another.
Yeah, Jamie's talking about a super young one.
Aegon's child, and he's not mentioned. And like he said, the writers have said he's not in. He's not there.
Yeah, that's Aegon's son. Though. That's not Aemond's
right. But
brother.
that would be the heir to Aegon, would it not?
Technically, now that Aegon's
is king,
technical heir got his head cut off.
Right.
Yeah.
Then he would be. Yeah.
Right. So he's not there, which makes Aemond the next heir.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're setting up a little animosity between the two brothers.
You've read the book. You know what's coming.
The book doesn't count.
It counts. It just
counts
may not be
somewhat.
100% what happened. But it's a rough
You're going
guideline.
too much on the books.
I've been right so far about most things.
But the brother's not there.
The brother ain't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
We don't
from the
know
book.
that yet.
I'm just saying.
We don't know that for sure yet.
Episode 5.
We have a rough outline with the books.
You got a draft.
Yeah.
It ain't polished yet.
I'm just saying.
And this is why
I already know what's getting ready to happen with Aemond.
But that don't mean there might be some conflict in between. I don't mean like bloody conflict. I mean just like arguments between brothers. Or,
I'm just saying.
I didn't help my brother when I could have because he pulled that shit on me back in the brothel. Just meat for the story.
I'm just saying.
The end points are going to be the same.
Oh, yeah. And all the major points in between as they hit will be the same.
Yeah. But
Which
the
is
meat
why
in between is
there's a major point coming in episode 5 that I'm talking about that it ain't really got a whole lot to do with what you're saying. It's just more like there's some stuff coming with Aemond that, I know is coming.
Well, we all know there's something coming with the two biggest dogs in the yard.
Yeah, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about, and you'll see how it happens, so I'm not spoiling nothing major, but at some point in this season, Aemond will sit on the Iron Throne. It happened in the book. It's going to happen in the show. Aemond will be sitting on the Iron Throne as acting king.
If I had watched, or if I had read that book at all, I would have never watched this movie. I would never watched it.
So that's all I was getting at with everything you guys were saying. All I was getting at was, Aemond's going to be on the throne.
Right, but say there might be some meat in the middle.
I'm pretty sure it's going to happen in episode 5.
Right.
Something happens in the next episode that makes it so that in episode 5, Aemond is sitting on the Iron Throne. That's all I was getting at.
The king can't be king at the time, so they put somebody else there temporarily.
Yeah, that's literally all I was getting at.
They're setting up some story between those two.
Yeah.
With what they've done in the brothel, with what Aegon did to him,
mm-hmm.
The way he got up and just marched out.
Because trust me, there's a lot of animosity between those two in the books. It's not because of any brothel stuff like this. We don't get that in the book. We're getting that now. But in the book, it's described more that Aemond feels a lot of animosity towards his brother just for the simple fact that he feels like his brother is a screw-up. And that, his brother gets all this stuff because he's the older brother. And actually, Aemond, is actually more suited for all of it. He's a better fighter. He's a better leader. He's all these things. He thinks, I'm better than him at all this stuff. So that's the animosity between those two in the book. The show, you got all that animosity plus all this stuff they're letting you see that you didn't get to see in the book. Just to really force the fact that, these two are brothers, but there's a lot of animosity there.
And it might go a different route. I mean,
it could.
I kind of doubt it because there's some anger there with him.
Oh,
just under the seams.
Yeah, you can definitely tell it. And a lot of people think fan theory on the internet and stuff that he is the Night King.
Oh, I saw that.
Because of the blue eye. Because of the blue eye. Why would his eye be that color?
It's a sapphire because Luke cut it out when they were kids.
Yeah, not so much cut it out. He destroyed it.
Well, yeah.
They had to pop it out and put a different eye in it.
Yeah, to keep it from
But yeah,
infected.
we already know who the Night King is. They showed that in Game of Thrones. Mm-hmm. That was the 5th Lord Commander, 5th or 15th?
I think it's 15th.
15th Lord Commander of the Night's Watch, somehow.
Yeah, he got lured north of the wall by a woman. Which is why me and Jamie still say that if they do the Jon Snow sequel show, they should make it so that actually she's got her own full-blown army in the forever winter.
And maybe that
far
wave we
north.
saw was just like the advance guard.
Well, yeah.
And she's the one who's truly in charge of the armies of the whites.
Because we still haven't got to see I guess what you'd call the North Pole. In Game of Thrones they call it the forever winter. 'Cause, you go beyond the wall and it's like almost always wintertime. Even in the summertime it's wintertime. And then
the
wintertime
further
it's
you
real
go,
winter.
the colder it gets.
You start running into ice spears, and eventually you get to the forever winter, where it's just basically what we would describe as Antarctica or North Pole, South Pole.
They describe things in the books that we haven't seen yet. Like
that we never saw. Exactly.
Now, we saw the giants,
mm-hmm.
and that was a shock to a lot of people. That was this side of the wall because they always thought that was just myth.
Yeah.
And it turns out, no, the giants were real, so why wouldn't the ice spiders also be real?
Yeah, but we don't know.
And whatever, I don't know what else they described. I'm sure there was some other stuff.
There probably was. It's been a while since I've read that because we get most of those descriptions in either the first or the second Game of Thrones book.
Nan tells a lot of stories about them, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm. And they said you get that one brief description of the forever winter when Bran is first, learning how to fly as the three-eyed raven, and he starts flying north, and he says he keeps flying north beyond the wall, beyond such and such, to the forever winter, and that's when you get the description of the ice pillars and all that stuff.
So hopefully, if we ever get a sequel to Game of Thrones and we see where Jon went, we'll find out what happened north of the wall.
Depends on how good this does, if they'll make a sequel.
Well, this is doing really well.
Yeah, this is doing great. This is the number one show in the world right now. The Boys is number 2.
So it's doing...
Damn, our standards have fallen this low that this is the number one show in the world.
This is a good show.
It's a very good show.
What else is out there right now that would even be close to this?
I couldn't tell you because I don't even get to watch TV to find out.
Yeah, trust me, there is nothing. There's decent shows out there, but nothing on par with this or The Boys.
No, the only thing that'll come close to it in the next several years will be another Game of Thrones spinoff, Dunk and Egg maybe.
I don't see it being this good. I've read the Dunk and Egg book.
It would have to be actually shorter.
The Dunk and Egg book is told more like a story.
Yeah.
So when we get the show for it, it's going to be very much exactly what we get from the book.
Yeah.
And it's good, but it's not amazing.
It's maybe a one-season story, honestly.
That's all it would be if it wasn't for the fact that George has said that he's got 2 more stories to write, which to me says he's going to make that show a 3-season show.
That what we know of, it could easily be one season.
What we know of will be just 1 season, and then season 2 and 3 will be what we don't know.
Until 2026, the
there
Game
you
of
go.
Thrones will be winning. They have already picked out the writers for the Harry Potter series.
Yeah, I was reading
now
about
that'll
that.
be the next iconic thing they put out.
Yes, it will.
If it's done well. And I think it will be.
Oh, I do too. If they're going strictly by the books, everything in the books just going to, oh man, this is going to be the bomb.
Oh, yes.
I will be like a little kid sitting at the house waiting on Christmas or something to come out. Every time an episode comes out, I'll be ready.
Yeah, our biggest speculation up until then is going to be who they cast for what.
Oh,
yes.
As that comes out, man, that'll be
We've been doing that
talked about everywhere.
We've been doing that for the last year.
True.
Yeah.
Well, technically,
well, we've done it forever.
yeah. Me and Jackie, we've been talking about how they need to. It's funny. You got like a good portion of the Harry Potter fans that are like that haven't really read the book, that watch the movies and love it. They're like, oh, don't remake it, you're gonna ruin it. Then you got all us fans that have read the books that is like, the movies were good, but they didn't do it justice. This is gonna be great. And me and Jackie's been calling for this show for 10 years now.
Yeah.
And we've been, debating who should play who. Me and Jamie, especially for the last year since it was announced, have been just basically bringing up anybody who's ever played in Doctor Who is like, well, they could play this character or they could play this character.
I compare it to any classic story. I mean, the people who've only seen the movies and that's all they know about Harry Potter and don't know anything about the books, that's what they see. That's all they know about. But if you look at any classic set of books or anything that's been written, and I'm going to kind of contradict myself right now because I actually think that they should never make Lord of the Rings again. But then again, why not? But you take like A Christmas Carol or anything, and it's been done over and over and over again. And they're all pretty good versions of the same story, so why not remake it? It's been 20, what years now?
It's been 21 and a half years since the very first movie came out.
And there's been so much advance in what they can do that they can now do the whole story. There's characters, for the people who've read or watched the movies and never read the books, there's characters they've never seen. Storylines they know nothing about. So, yeah, why not redo it on a better scale?
Actually, I got it wrong. It's been 23 years since the first Harry Potter movie came out.
But you've got to throw some stuff in there to pay respect to the original movies while you can, while the actors are still around.
Well, I mean, they're not totally redoing everything. They're just doing it the right way, is the way I look at it.
That's how I look at it. They're taking it from the book and doing it that way. They're not remaking the movies into a TV series. They're remaking the books into a TV series.
Yeah.
So,
that's what I try to explain to anybody who's like, oh, it's just a remake. It's like, it's not a remake of the movies. It is taking the book and turning it into a TV series.
So, to the ones who deserve it, Tom Felton.
Oh, yes.
Give him something in the movies. In this next telling of it.
I mean, you could, Jackie brought this up, but you could take people like him and
recast them in older
and make him like he could be
Lucius.
Yeah, he could be Lucius. Ron
could be his dad.
Yeah, could be Mr. Weasley
easily.
So yeah.
Couldn't none of them be Mrs. Weasley?
No, that wouldn't work.
No.
Kate Winslet.
I brought this up.
I know.
You guys shot me down real hard when I brought it up last time. Like, you guys were like, no.
I said that about Kate Winslet?
Both of you guys did. You told me I was crazy when I mentioned Kate Winslet. Yes.
As Mrs.
Dude,
Weasley.
I watch her in anything.
Because I brought...
She don't look like Mrs. Weasley.
She may now, honestly.
I was going to say,
somewhat.
The show I just watched her in on Max, which I never finished because it's a wildly crazy show. I couldn't finish it. It just got a little too stupid for me. She's, she's still very good looking for her age, but she's not what she used to look like. That being said, she's still a little too skinny to play Mrs. Weasley. She'd have to put on a fat suit, and even then, I think she'd be too tall because Mrs. Weasley's kind of on the shorter side. Mr. Weasley's tall, but Mrs. Weasley's a little on the stubbier side. But like I said, I brought this up, and you guys shot me down hard a few months ago.
No, well, I'm backtracking on that then.
Yeah. Well,
he's had a little while to think about it.
Yeah, had a little while to think about it. My opinion can change, man.
Well, I'll give you 15 hours to think about it. Because when we do our podcast tonight, we can do a podcast on casting the Harry Potter show.
Oh, God.
I mean, I still got the whole list on my phone of all the people we've brought up before to play roles. I keep all that listed down. I've since then discovered a lot of other British actors that I think could play roles.
See, that's my problem. I don't know a lot of the British actors.
Yeah, it makes it hard on you.
Figure out who would be good at what. Look-wise, you're like, oh, yeah, but then I never watched any of them.
Yeah,
act.
You don't know how they act.
Yeah, I don't know how good they can play
I've seen
that
a
part.
fair amount of British TV. So.
And again, it don't really matter what I think in the acting part because we're getting all new stuff. We're not going by the movies. We're getting strictly by the story. And that can change wildly. Because there's a lot of stuff happens in the books that never even touches the damn screen.
Yeah,
which could change the actors' way they
3.
do everything.
Yep.
There's 3. 1 for each.
Yep. Everybody had an alarm go off on this podcast.
Everybody drink.
I'm out of water.
I'm out.
I still got some.
Yeah, but back to Game of Thrones.
We got
will
way
sidetrack
away from
down
Game
this
of
one
Thrones.
hard.
We got way away from Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
We've been
that's
pretty
my
good the
fault.
last couple weeks too about sticking to Game of Thrones till we were finished with it.
Yeah.
Not this time. Which technically, I mean, we've talked. We skipped over some scenes, but we basically skipped right to the last scene.
We're talking about the dragon scene.
So yeah, that's all I was saying. We skipped to the last scene.
Did we get...
I'm talking about where the dragon's flying down there getting ready to look like he's going to toast some people. We haven't got to that part yet.
Oh, you mean when they were chasing Crispy Cole and his crew into the woods?
Yeah, Meleese.
And then we totally forgot about what's her name's brother, who's a dickhead.
That's the scene we skipped right over.
That's an arrogant little freaking bastard. I can't stand him.
Sir Gawain. Sir Gawain Hightower.
Oh.
Her
brother.
brother.
We're not going to sleep on the ground. They got an inn up here. No, we're going to stay underneath these trees. And if he would have stayed underneath some fucking trees, the dragon wouldn't have seen the armor glinting down through there, and he wouldn't have had to run for his little bitch life.
As much of a turd as Crispy Cole is,
You sound like a
militarily
Team Green.
wise, he's pretty smart.
Oh, he is.
Oh, yeah.
He knew to, don't be in the open, sleeping at the encampment, don't go into the towns.
Yeah, we don't want nobody to know we're coming. You go into the town, especially a bar. That is the worst place in the world to try to hide at.
But the Hightower brother,
Yes, Sir
he's
Gawain.
probably never been
Sir Gawain.
stolen straight from King Arthur, by the way. The name Gawain. But anyway, it's obvious he's not been in combat. He's not been in wars.
It is.
He's a
very
spoiled lord of Highgarden. Highgarden?
Yeah, from Old Town.
So,
He don't like the way Sir Crispy's acting around his sister either.
yeah, he's there to be that, and, he's no soldier.
No, he's far from it. He's a wannabe.
Because it was Cole that spotted the dragon first, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And told him we're in the open.
Yeah.
Then they all realized what was happening.
We gotta go. And I was like, finally, now we're gonna get some action. And it was snatched right from my grasp again.
No, it was
I
action.
like,
It was suspense. They made it to
Yeah.
the tree line.
I was hoping the dragon come through there and it's just that one. And they just grab him, pull him up in the air, and then just drop him and let him fall to their death. I was hoping for something like that. Or he'd get bit off as the dragon flew by. Something.
Then you ought to be watching the boys.
Something had to happen. But no. Which I kind of thought the girl was a little rash on doing what she did, because now they know that they got dragons flying around her.
Oh, they knew they had dragons.
Well, they knew they had dragons, but they really didn't know if they was actually spying on them.
Well, I don't think the actual, because they hadn't really come into conflict or been close together yet. So, now it got real fast for them.
Oh, yeah, it really got fast. Yeah, we're definitely going to stay in the camp. And no taverns.
So, yeah, the whole idea of war got real. That's a lot of those men sitting around the tables on both Rhaenyra's side and Alicent's side. War, we need to go to war now. Generations in Westeros have not been to war yet.
Yeah.
Through, what was it, Jaehaerys? The
The
good
conciliator.
king,
The conciliator.
and through Viserys, who never ever had any real conflicts. So these guys are saying, they don't know what war is.
No.
Now, Cole, he's been in actual battles.
Yeah, that's the whole reason Rhaenyra picked him.
Yeah, so he knows what real war looks like.
He's from Dorne. Of course
Yeah.
he does.
Good point.
Yeah, so she wanted somebody who been in combat and knew what to expect and everything.
So all these old politicians are,
And
there we are again, man.
and-
All these old politicians are sitting around. We need to go to
And
war.
the bad
Never
thing
been
is-
to a real war.
They holler, we need to go to war because they're not going to war.
Another
They're-
good point.
They're back where it's safe and everything. They ain't going to war.
We need to go to war. Here, go get us a big army and take them into battle.
Yeah, you lead them into battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You. Oh, we can't do that.
I was like, well, then quit pushing for war.
Mm-hmm.
There's some situations it's like, man, we got to do something. Now, do we need to go pull out war things or just go back in and show them how it's done? honestly reminds me of something I just watched on YouTube. We was the North Korea. There's a demilitarized zone. The U.S. sent some troops in there. Well, some guys in there to cut down a tree. The Koreans told them they ain't cutting that tree down. Yeah, we are. We lost 2 soldiers.
Really?
Yeah. So to keep up with the whole thing of not sending in any troops or nothing like that, no military in there, on the ground, we sent a shitload of jets above them. We had bombers above it. Anything that could fly, that could launch missiles and stuff, was above them. Troops coming there, we finished cutting that tree down. And we let them know that we had finally finished the task that we had started. They never once tried to come out there and stop them after that. It just took that show of force. We could have, you killed our guys, we're going to start killing yours. Nah, we just politely reminded them that our army is bigger than yours. And that's what, I think that's what Daenerys is trying to do.
Daenerys? You mean Rhaenyra?
Rhaenyra, whatever the hell her damn name is.
Technically it's Rhaenys. She's the one kind of running the show. Rhaenyra is the queen, but Rhaenys is the one kind of guiding her in the right direction.
She's trying not to go full-blown into combat. She's trying to find a way without it. Which brings you into the final scene.
Well, we skip over the new character we meet that's supposedly the grandson of Jaehaerys Targaryen and the son of Balon the Brave.
Oh, yeah, and when Aemond...
When Aegon and them come through with their drinking buddies.
Now, you know the book way better than I do. Is he in there anywhere? Is he somebody? Because I can't place him.
He'll end up on a throne.
You've never read the book, and you may or may not have guessed that perfectly right. Something may happen so that he may sit on the throne for a very short period of time.
So he actually is.
I didn't say
part
that.
Targaryen.
I didn't say that. I just said he may sit on the throne. Do you remember in the book?
Apparently not.
A certain somebody is on the throne. I don't want to spoil nothing, so I'm not going to say. And, something happens and they get overthrown by the people.
No,
and
not a bit. Totally.
There's this person going through the streets of King's Landing that is amassing this mass following, and he's like preaching, and everybody's following him and listening to him.
No.
Okay.
No, nothing.
I'm pretty sure that's who this guy's supposed to be.
I'll be honest with you. I only remember one high point that's left.
Oh, and
that's that.
Yeah. Okay.
And that I don't remember anything else.
But yeah, when I saw this guy, I'm like, I know who he's supposed to be.
Well, that's why I saw him in that tavern, and I'm trying to think: is this guy really somebody, or is he just?
I honestly thought the blacksmith was going to be the one.
I do know a little bit about that one. You might be interested later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be interested on something there.
Something about his presence, his demeanor. He could be somebody.
And what I do know of him from the stories, I think he's going to be painted a little different in the show, and I'm going to like him a lot more. I might be wrong on that. But the other guy, I could not. Is this guy something? Because the way he acts when the king actually comes in, he's like scared to death.
Oh, he's like, y'all
he's talking. And, people get in bars and they talk a lot of junk.
Yep.
Brag about this, and I'm this person. You can get a free drink here and there. But when the king walks in, he's like, oh, they're going to kill me now. So I could not think if he was actually somebody or not. Apparently he is, but I couldn't tell you who.
Yeah. Well, what'd you think about getting to see your Australian woman again?
Australian woman?
Young Rhaenyra? When Damon has the flashback?
Again, they should have just aged her up a little bit and let her just keep on playing the role.
It wouldn't have worked.
That bitch they got in there now, I don't like.
It wouldn't have worked. If you listen to how Rhaenyra is described in the books, that girl right there, they couldn't make her look ugly enough to be Rhaenyra. In the books, Rhaenyra, after she has her first child, is described as being just dog ugly.
I'll say, man, the one that plays Rhaenyra is not unattractive.
She's not. And they actually,
That's
they
what
technically
it
they
is.
got that wrong because in the book she is described multiple times after she has her first child. When she's kind of younger and kind of coming through, she's described as the realm of delight and everything, and she's described as having unmatched beauty and all that stuff. But it mentioned in the book that basically after she has her first child, from then on out, and basically every time she has a child after that, she just gets uglier and uglier and uglier. Is how it's described in the books.
Well, does it describe looks ugly or she just gets fatter?
No looks, like straight up. She becomes very homely looking, and she doesn't lose the weight, and all. Yeah, George goes. I don't know. George was very descriptive about.
George
I was like,
dick.
Yeah, very much.
George is kind of a dick.
Yeah, he was very
You ever listen
descriptive.
to him do an interview? He can get kind of, yeah.
He's a little too full of himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, back to that scene you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I think that changes something in Damon when he sees that. Something had to happen to make him hallucinate that.
Oh, he's feeling very guilty, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here I am always having to come in and clean up your mess. And, yeah, he
I think he honestly might have went to Harrenhal hoping to get killed.
probably.
He wasn't going to, kill himself. He's going to go down
he
fighting,
would, yeah.
but that's why he charged in alone.
Yeah, you can see when he's going through there, he swords
He
out
just,
and he's
he
just looking
fights
everywhere.
Somebody. I
Yeah.
love it when they meet him with dinner.
Yeah.
The guy just basically,
What about the one poor guy that he does run into and kills?
he punched him, but did he kill him? I
Well,
mean, we probably did, I'm sure.
Bashed his head into the wall. So
Well, he had a helmet on. He
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
armor, so.
Yeah, it don't mean he actually killed him.
But
Knocked him the
chances
fuck
are
out, though,
Damon
but
probably killed him.
yeah.
that bloodlust wasn't satiated by just the one person.
He busts into that little room that they're in. The only place that's got any fire lit in it at all.
Yeah, light or anything.
Any heat whatsoever.
Yeah.
He busts in there and says, I'm taking I'm taking Harrenhal. The guy just looks at him. Apparently you are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then Huck just gets up, kneels down in front of him. I'm such and such. Your loyalty to Rhaenyra, queen of the blah, 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 blah. We're having venison and peas if you'd like to join us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have no red.
Yeah.
Then you get the witch at the very end of that tells him,
Yeah, now that was weird.
"You will die here."
Who is she?
In the book, there's mention of a woman at Harrenhal of dark of hair that is kind of like a witch, kind of like the red woman from Game of Thrones.
Ah, okay.
So she's kind of in that vein. But all this leads up to the final scene. Now, we kind of went over the dragon scene already, so we'll skip the dragon scene to the final scene. This is something that there was no mention of this in the book. Doesn't mean it didn't happen, but there was no mention of it, and that is the meeting between Rhaenyra and Alicent.
Well, now,
Yeah.
That was like a total shock to me.
Rhaenyra basically says she has to talk to Alicent.
Yeah, she's talking to her master of whispers. I cannot I guess the White Worm. I think that's her name, but I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure.
We're going to call her the White Worm because that's about all we remember her as.
Yeah.
So, the White Worm then explains to her that, no, you can't go as you, but if you go in disguise, no one will look at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, she says, you're a woman. If you don't stand out, if you don't dress
It's
like
like a
the
whore.
queen, you're
Or a
one's
prostitute.
Yeah.
You can walk the streets, no one's going to look at you.
Especially if you dress like a lady of the faith.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Basically a nun.
Yeah, I mean that's what those are. They call them ladies of the faith, but
Septons.
they're nuns.
Right.
Septons. No, the septons are the males, I think.
you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Septons are the males. The females are the ladies of the faith. I believe. I'm not 100% sure on all that.
I'm not either. So, somehow, she gets passage to King's Landing, whatnot.
Apparently, it's very easy to get to King's Landing.
Apparently, man, you can just walk into it and Dragonstone.
Yeah,
If
I mean,
you
it's
just
the same-
look halfway like you should be there.
Yeah, it's the same way in Game of Thrones, though.
Yeah.
Because you remember they smuggled what's his face. They smuggled Tyrion into King's Landing.
Oh, yeah. It
Yeah.
just boats up on one side of it and,
And that's a dwarf. Like,
takes an old path and there. But I mean, apparently it wasn't hard for her to get there, and she's dressed in well, we'll just call them nuns, I guess.
Yeah, it's our terminology for what she is a nun.
Who was the guy that was with her?
That was one of her bannermen, but I don't know which one.
Yeah, because you think it'd be somebody you could really trust.
Oh yeah, it's
Well,
one of her
King's
bannermen.
Guard was with her, wasn't he?
No, it was just that guy.
Mm.
Yeah, it was the only one that
And all he had was a little dagger in his Dumbledore wand sleeve.
Mm.
That's what first thing I thought of when I saw him like that. I'm like, that's like Dumbledore with his wand. Just
reach up into his sleeve and pull it out.
But instead he's got a little dagger. Which in King's Landing, that versus the gold cloaks, you gotta be really good with it if you're gonna fight off the gold cloaks. Unless he's got a sword somewhere underneath all that too.
You can't really, you probably can't walk in carrying a sword and wearing armor
you
either.
Can't.
So
that's what I'm saying.
That's gonna stand out.
Probably would have sent. This is Rhaenyra we're talking about. I probably would have sent more than just him.
Yeah, there'd been a couple of brothers, and I'd had a couple of the extra nuns with her that could fight and stuff. Send them right through. See, I'd be training women in combat too.
Because this is heavily a man's world there.
Oh, I know, but that's why they would not expect the women to fight.
Dude, if you just sail someone across from the narrow sea, you've got trained assassins and full armies of people.
Yeah,
but
you got to have coin for that.
Yeah,
man, is both sides broke?
Well, she definitely is, because what money did she get to take with her when she left?
Rhaenyra's side is the Team Green. They're not at all broke.
Well, when
they're rich,
when they're back at Harrenhal Hall, stepping back a little bit, and Simon, the one who's over Harrenhal's talking to Daemon, and Daemon wants it fortified and built back, and he said, "Well, that's a lot of coin."
Yeah, nobody got any coin.
Nope, and that'll be a recurring theme for Rhaenyra's side.
The
lack of coin.
Well, yeah, she's definitely broke.
Yeah.
We got dragons. We need to go take out somebody's bank.
Go to Bravos.
Oh, no,
they've got the two biggest dragons aside from Vagar.
I was gonna say,
second
they do
biggest,
not
the two
have-
second biggest.
Technically, in the show, they don't have that yet. They haven't got Sheep Stealer in them yet.
No, I'm talking about Caraxes.
Oh, you just mean Meleys.
Yeah, there you go, Meleys. I can never remember.
That's not Rhaenyra's dragon. That's Rhaenys's dragon.
Rhaenys's dragon, yeah. But they're both on Rhaenyra's team. So.
Yeah, but neither of them are even close to being as big as Vagar. Because even Caraxes is described. He's an older dragon, but he's not a very big dragon.
Mm-hmm.
He's the red worm. He's got a long neck, and he's worm-like and small and fast. So he's not even a big dragon at all. Like if there was another dragon that was his same age, the other dragon's probably bigger than him.
Way bigger.
Caraxes is described as being a small dragon for his age, but he's a very fierce dragon. He's fast. He's a red worm.
The best way to take out the biggest dragon is to take out his wings. You can't fly.
Have you seen Vagar?
Yeah.
He's got holes all in his wings. Trust me, everybody goes for that strategy against Vagar.
Not talking about little holes. I mean, take out his wings.
The trick would be doing that before he ate you, though.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's my problem with when the little dragon got destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
That little dragon should have been quick enough to fly around.
He would have been if they wasn't in a rainstorm.
But they was out of the rainstorm when he got ate.
Plus, you got a very inexperienced rider on him, too.
Well, that's true, too.
Because it's described in, and again, Jamie's mentioned it multiple times, the show is what happens, not the book. But in the book, it's described as, it says basically that Luke would have gotten away on, I can't remember the name of his dragon, but he would have got away easy if it had been a clear day. He could have, that his dragon would have outflown Vagar, 10-1 easily. But it wasn't. It was a stormy, cloudy, rainy weather.
Yeah. Then he comes up. They come up out of the clouds.
Yeah. In the book, you don't get into that. You just get
nice,
what I just said.
Nice, clear skies and everything. But then his dragon had to turn around and shoot fire at the other one.
Yeah. So even there, if his dragon would have just left, he probably would have got away.
At that point, I think Aemond lost control of the dragon.
That's what happened in the show, yeah. And that's what happened, period.
So he lost control. That dragon acted on its own.
I mean, Vagar's the oldest dragon in the realm. He's
probably seen big combat.
Right.
Has probably fought a lot of other dragons.
Vagar came across the Narrow Sea with Aegon the Conqueror.
So he's definitely...
Yeah, Vagar's the last remaining dragon from Dragonstone that is tamed right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was flown by one of Aegon's sisters. I cannot remember her name.
Yeah, I don't know the sisters' names.
So yeah, it was Balon, or not Balon, Balerion, Vagar, and Malor. Malor. Those are the 3 dragons that came and conquered Westeros the first time.
Now, you were talking about women who could fight. Apparently, the ones who came from Valyria were a lot different.
Yeah.
Because they rode dragons. The one carried the same
Dark
sword.
Sister.
The Dark Sister, the sword that Daemon carries now.
Yeah.
I mean, these were warriors.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I want.
Aegon's 2 queens. He had 2 queens, both of them his sisters.
Because, Targaryen.
Yeah.
When they flew across the Narrow Sea, like I said, that they conquered Westeros. They didn't just conquer Westeros on their dragon. They just, even on swordplay, they slayed everybody.
So these were definitely warrior women.
Until the one flew to Dorne.
And never came back.
Yeah. See, that's another mystery that we could get solved if we just got a show about
Dorne.
Aegon the Conqueror.
And maybe one day we'll find out.
We could get a friggin' 3 seasons, because the Aegon, he conquered 6 of the 7 kingdoms.
Could never take Dorne.
Like, instantly. Like, it didn't take him a few, I don't know, it may have took a full year, and he had everything conquered except Dorne. He battled Dorne for, how's it described in the books, another, 6-7 years.
Yeah.
He fought Dorne and could not conquer him. Because anytime they'd fly their dragons over, the Dornish people would just go back in the sand in their little dunes and stuff, and, Dragonfire couldn't flush them out.
Couldn't push him out, but he'd be able to turn that sand to glass. I'd have turned that whole area to glass.
Being Aegon and what he did to Harrenhal, I'm sure he probably did do that.
Yeah. Well,
And
also,
for some reason, they could not take
well,
Dorne.
they couldn't just, they couldn't, with Harrenhal, he basically took Balerion and just kind of hovered above it and just lit it up. They couldn't do that with Dorne, because Dorne were the first people to employ the scorpions, those huge crossbows that shoot basically the dragon killers.
Yeah.
Dorne had those back then, and that's how they managed to capture one of Aegon's sisters that we never hear from again. Is they shot her dragon down with a scorpion crossbow. They shot it right through the eye, killed the dragon, and took her. Well, they say they took her captive, but in the book, you never figure out what happened. They don't know if she died when the dragon died on the fall, if she was actually captured. All you know is that, King Aegon gets a letter from the, I think at that time was the Queen of Dorne.
Mm-hmm.
And basically he reads the letter.
The frog or the toad or something they call her?
Yeah, something like that. She's an old woman. But he basically reads the letter, and then he stops his war altogether with Dorne and basically partners with Dorne because he realizes he can't conquer him. And we don't know what the letter said, but whatever the letter said made him completely stop his war against Dorne and, send out terms of peace.
So he was always called they always call whoever's in King Landing the king of the 7 kingdoms, but really Dorne was never conquered.
Yeah, they're the king of the 6 kingdoms. Dorne was looked at as their equal then.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Where'd we very off at?
We were at the very, very end of the show.
Yeah.
When
we was getting ready to wrap it up.
Yeah. We basically, the only thing we didn't mention is what everybody's mentioned is that, Alicent realizes now that she was wrong.
Well, you got him there.
She'll never say it, but she realized she's wrong.
Rhaenyra comes up beside of her while she's, lighting the candles in what I'm assuming is like a church.
Yeah, the sept.
The sept. And she recognizes Rhaenyra and starts to say something, and Rhaenyra pulls that knife from under her sleeve.
Yeah.
and Alicent says something like, I could call someone and you could be dead in an instant. Says, yes, but not before I could kill you. Yep. So now there's that little bit of time they can talk to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you see it on, they get to talking about what Viserys told her about, her claim to the throne. Rhaenyra said, you stole my throne. And she says something along the lines of, I may have been mean, but I've never been dishonest with you. And that makes Rhaenyra start to think. So she asks her, what did my father say?
Yeah. What did he say? What was his
And you can hear
words?
that quiver in her voice. And she's wondering if her dad actually did. So they go into the story.
A little bit of it.
They don't go deep into it. And he talks about, he named Aegon. He said, what did he say about me? What else did he say? She starts questioning Alice exactly what words he used. Because she wants to know, did he really, say you renounce her. And if that was the case, I believe if she'd have found out that he actually did, she would have surrendered.
She probably would.
She would have quit trying to get the throne. But when Alicent mentions, he names Aegon as the prince that was promised, and then you see the light come on in Rhaenyra's eyes. Mm-hmm. He used those words.
Those exact words.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she said, Aegon, the conqueror. And then you see the light in Alicent's eyes go out.
Yeah.
Because she realized, I was wrong. She didn't want to be. She heard what she wanted to hear.
Exactly.
But now she's realizing, oh, no, that is not what he meant. So
she
now,
mentioned the story of Fire and Ice, didn't she?
Mm-hmm. She says, he told you the story of Fire and Ice, of Aegon the Conqueror. So, both of them are now realizing this whole thing's going down because of a mistake.
Yep.
But there's nowhere for them to. Alicent doesn't have the power anymore to do anything about it. Aegon's not going to listen to her.
Nope.
Yeah. Well then, yeah. So basically, that's the final scene. So
that's what we've got until
this
Sunday night,
which we'll all be waiting on.
With
that anticipation,
I can't guarantee
get some
you
action.
I can't guarantee you how much action will be in this episode, but I know for sure there's one big thing, and it's in action involved in this one big thing that's coming.
This one
episode
coming's gonna hurt, man.
And all the name we got the name of the first episode when it came out. Like before the episode actually dropped, we knew the name of it was a brother or a son for a son. These last two episodes,
it wasn't though.
That's the name of the episode.
That one. Yeah, never mind.
These last two episodes, we haven't got the name of the episode until the episode's already started. Because every time I go to watch a new episode, it never tells me the name of the episode until I'm already watching the episode.
I listened to some other people point that out too. But I hadn't even caught it.
Yeah. This episode 4, we've already got the name of it. We got the name of it before the season even started, just like we did the first episode. And it's called A Dance of Dragons. So that should tell you what to expect in this episode. There may be some battle between dragons.
Finally, some action.
Yeah.
And like I say, if what's going to happen happens, and I'm sure it is, because there's too much foreshadowing in the other episode leading up to it. That one's going to hurt.
Yep.
That one's going to hurt.
We're going to lose one of my favorite characters.
Yep.
So
just leave it at that. But
anyway, until I was going to say until next week, but we may or may not be dropping a second podcast this week. So
of some sort on something.
Until you hear from us again. Later.
Later.